Alright guys, as you can see, things are slowly getting back to normal around here. I finally finished with phase 3-ish of my hot tub project. And that's mostly possible because my house did not in fact wash away.
It's Friday the 25th at 5:40 p.m. Got a little wind going on. Right now we're in between rain bands. As you can see though, there's still people out and about. It's almost 7 o'clock now. There's a bit of wind, but nothing too crazy. And a bit of water. Nothing too crazy. Let's take a quick look around. Fish are still fish. I'm glad the kids took the time and cleaned up the backyard like I told them to do, and I'm glad we got all this straightened before, hurricane. Well, yep. But it's not coming all the way up to the back porch. It's close. And it's not up to the house, but it's close. Take a couple more inches to get up to the house, and then a couple more still to get into the house. And gotta fill up a whole lot of land to get that high. I think we'll be okay.
I got super lucky. The river actually came up really high. It flooded out several people's homes in the area.
Got some water on the side. Ooh, bumpy bump. Okay. Yeah, that's a mess. That's a whole lot of mess.
Up north of us, it flooded out half of a town. There are places to the northeast of us that got just inundated with water. It's been rough for South Texas.
I'm sure if we wait long enough we can see a house float down, but I really don't want to see that. That's people's lives are getting wiped out. I don't want to hang out here. I really don't want to see all the stuff that floats down. It's not a good time.
I got really lucky. How lucky, you might be wondering? Well, the river was forecast to go up 10 feet in the center of town. And our town is really flat, so that would be, several feet of water in my house. Tens of thousands of dollars worth of damage. And when I got home, there was none of that. No damage, no water made it into the house. The reason why is kind of sad though. The town north of us, they took the brunt of it. The river came up and out of its banks, flooded them pretty bad. And because of that, it provided a surge volume. So instead of all that water coming straight down to us and flooding us, it flooded them. It wasn't just one town, it was several, but a lot of people lost their homes in this, so this has been kind of a bittersweet conclusion to it all. I just can't explain to you how lucky and how blessed we are, and at the same time I can't explain to you how devastated other people are in this area. It really is a mixed bag. I'll be posting links to other videos so you can see some of the destruction in the area if you want to see that. The good news is, through all this, I've done several things to make our family more prepared for the next emergency. Number one, we've gotten flood insurance. We've never had flood insurance before, never needed it, but water came right up to the front and back porches during this, just from the rain alone, not including the river almost coming out of its banks. So, for the cost per year, it's really cheap. And we decided that for our family we needed it, because just having the peace of mind when you evacuate that even if your stuff's destroyed, you're not wiped out. That's huge. Other things I've done, as you saw in the video when I came back down here, I brought a generator with me. That generator is obscenely loud. And although it does a good job powering most of the things in my house, I just really wasn't comfortable with it. Both from a noise standpoint and from the standpoint of I had to fill it with gas, about 5 gallons every 18 hours or so. So let's say less than 10 gallons a day, more than 5, somewhere in that ballpark, which post-hurricane, post-flooding, post-evacuation, gas is kind of hard to come by, and running a noisy generator on your back porch is just kind of silly. Especially when people get desperate, people will come and, you know, bad things could happen. So what I'm in the process of doing, and I'm also going to give you all a video on it, is I'm adding a muffler to the generator, make it a little bit quieter, not as quiet as I had hoped, but we'll get into that later. And this will also allow me to keep the generator in the garage and pipe a muffler out underneath the garage door. Now, there are some worries about this. I have to make sure there's no carbon monoxide leaking out of the muffler because that can be bad in closed space, potentially have people in there. But that's not that big an issue as long as, you know, the welds are tight, the seams are tight. The other issue I have is gasoline. The generator, it just chews through gasoline and it can be really hard to find. So I've gone and gotten a natural gas carburetor for the generator. I haven't tried it out. I have hooked it up, but the idea is to attach the generator to natural gas, and that way post-hurricane I can run that thing 24/7 without a worry. Because natural gas down here almost never fails. And the final thing I've done for hurricane preparation, we've been down here for 10 years. We've gone through a couple minor hurricanes. I mean, this one wasn't major at all, but it missed us. But storm panels, we never cut storm panels. We were always the people, you know, going for whatever the hardware store had at the last minute to try and put something up at the last minute. You know what, we've gone out, we've gotten actual hurricane clips, we've gotten real plywood, treated plywood, and we're making real storm panels. So we can just put them in the windows and call it a day. So to sum it up, I'm here in the hot tub just kicking back, relaxing. My family is safe, the house is safe, we had no actual issues other than about a week of no power, but a lot of people had major issues, major flooding. A lot of people are still not back in their houses. It's going to take a while for Texas to recover. That's just what it is. Beyond that, be prepared for hurricanes. I know Florida just took a huge hurricane and they're still even just coping with that, and they're going to be coping with that for months. But the moral of the story is be prepared. Have enough food, have enough water on hand to either ride out the storm or to evacuate. If you evacuate, make sure and evacuate early. Don't be one of the last people trying to rush out with everybody else because you will get stuck in traffic. Have a plan, stick to it, stay safe. So if you've liked this video, click like. If you want to see what this channel is all about and see more videos like this, click subscribe. And above all, keep on voiding warranties.